Hello again, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of That 70's Song Show. It is episode 8, and today we're doing the year 1977, one of my favorite years to talk about. We'll get into that in a bit.
This is the year that changed my life.
Yep. So if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you check out some of our earlier episodes. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you so much for coming back. We appreciate your patience and tolerance of us. So my name is Tim, and I am here, as usual, with my fellow Trimunga mates, Mark and Jessica, who are the owners of Trimungus Video Productions. Hello, Mark, and hello, Jessica.
Hello.
So we've got a trivia game show for you, like every episode, which will surround songs from 1976. Before we get into that, we're on episode, what did I say?
8.
We're on 8 now, so that means, Jessica, today you will tell our audience about Trimungus, if you will.
Of course. Thank you, Tim. Hi, everybody. Yep, we're Trimungus. We're a full-service production studio located in Middletown, Delaware. What excites us most is telling stories. So there's lots of things that can be shared with the world or a particular audience, whether you have a product to sell, music to get out there, people you want to talk to and tell your story and get the message out. Great way to do that is through video, podcasts, all these things that we can help you with. So check us out. Our website is trimungus.com.
There's a t-shirt.
And
artwork designed by Jessica.
Yeah, well, that's who we are. Mm-hmm. That's where you can find out more. Thank you.
We do cover a lot of different facets of production, and we're willing to work with you based on what your needs are. So thank you, Jessica. And so, we've got a game to go with here, and before we get into how the game works, Mark is going to explain to us why the game. Mark, why?
Why?
Because. Great answer.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, this show is really it just gives an opportunity for us to share our passion for music, right? Telling stories about songs and kind of geeking out about different trivia and stats around songs from particular years, and because one of the things that we do as we brainstorm and come up with ideas for productions is we sit around in our kitchen and tell stories and brainstorm and riff and listen to music, and and we've been creating our own playlist now for quite some time and almost have made a game out of it, and kind of I think this is where this show is kind of born from, that idea. It's just our passion for music. Me being a musician now for close to 40 years, and just music has been such an important part of my life, and it seems like it's an important part of our collective lives, and the passion, not to sound cliche, but it really is, music is the soundtrack to the life, right? So how could we not, have a show just dedicated to songs and music? And that's kind of the inspiration for what the show's about.
Yep. And one of the things that we keep noticing as we go along, and it's kind of exciting, is that especially for those of us who are our age, and a lot of these songs we remember, and we have picked up on songs that we had completely forgotten about or didn't know existed or had heard about but had never actually heard for ourselves the first time. So we're still getting, there's still new discoveries for us, and we hope the audience gets that as well. They'll say, oh, what's that song? I didn't, these big songs that some of us did not realize existed are now, hopefully, something will, go look out, go look for those songs, and it's like, I guess I missed this. Or maybe you'll say, I do know that song. I just didn't know what it was called, So, yeah, fun for all of us. And I hope you have fun, too. So, if you do, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, because we still got some more episodes to put out. And please share with your friends and family if you think they might enjoy this. And that being said, on with our game. So, we got a game in 3 rounds here. The first round is based on Billboard's top 50 songs for the year ending 1977. And before we get to that, I want to say 1977 is important to us because it started the franchise that we love so much called Star Wars. Yay. It's also the year that my brother was born, so I kind of put those two things together. If you want to play the game, the list will be in the description, so go ahead and check it out. Pause here, pick 10 songs that you think qualify as the top 10 of the year, and then come back and see how you did. And you can tell us in the comments how you did.
Round 1, Top 10, Points Explainer. Each contestant picks 10 songs from an alphabetized list of the top 50 songs for that year and ranks them from 1 to 10 as their guest placement. The contestants' song picks are then compared to the actual ranking of the top 50 songs for that year. The relative placement of each song is determined based on its ranking in the top 50 songs for that year. If the guest placement of the song is the same as its relative placement, then the contestant gets 1 point, and half a point if it's off by 1. Any song picked that also ranked in the top 10 of the top 50 songs for that year earns a bonus point. Each song that doesn't get points awarded to the contestants earns the host a half point each.
All right, are we ready, folks? Okay, so out of the 50 songs that you saw on the list, you both chose 6 of the same songs. That's pretty good.
That's not the first time we've done that.
But it's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So we'll go through those 6 songs first. I'm going to start with Manfred Mann's Earth Band, Blinded by the Light, cover of a Bruce Springsteen song. Did you know that they've covered 3 Bruce Springsteen songs? I didn't know that until very recently. I can't remember what they were, but I started to put together. I was like, wow, these guys really like Bruce Springsteen, you know? And they've been around since long before. Well, Manfred Mann's been around since long before. Anyway, that song was 36 for the end of the year. Mark, you put it at number 5. Jessica, you put it at number 3, but unfortunately it's on the bottom half. Mark, on your list, it's actually 8th. And for you, Jessica, it is 9th place and no point for Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Let me take a breath because I'm talking too fast.
Yeah, so I guess
Pace
since
yourself.
Yeah, I can't help it.
basically that means that every other, like, I only have a chance to get points on my top 2 songs, basically, at this point.
Well, we still got 9 more songs to go.
No, I know, but if that one's already at number 3,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
everything else that's...
Not true, because if your number 4 song is at number 3, you'll get half a point. Like, you can still get half a point
Oh, okay.
on several songs, you know? Oh, yeah, no, you're not. You're not done yet.
I'm like, okay, this is going to be...
So, plus you got all your bonus points to figure, and that always beefs up the score, you know? So the next song on the list is Steve Miller Band's Fly Like an Eagle, which, let's see here. That song finished at number 28 for the year. Mark, you put it at number 2. Jessica, you put it at number 5. But, yeah, you were both off enough that you didn't get any points. For Mark, it is number 7 on your list. So, yeah, way off there. And Jessica, same thing. I think, you were off by 2, so no points for Fly Like an Eagle. So Hall & Oates' Rich Girl is the next song. And it was number 23 for the year. Mark, you put it at 7. Jessica, you put it at 9. Both of you, unfortunately, off. Mark, you were off by 2. And Jessica, you were off by 3 on that one. So, on to the next song. Got, I know,
Have we got
tough.
any points yet?
I think,
No.
No, so far, no. All right, tough game so
Just
far.
giving you points. Yeah.
All right, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next is, don't be bitter, yo. Don't be a hater. Eagles Hotel California is the next song on the list. That was number 19 for the year. Mark, you picked it as number 1. And Jessica, you put it at number 2. You both put it pretty high, but it fell, it fell lower. It fell lower than expected. Yeah, I would have picked that as one of the top songs too, probably. You know. So Mark, you had it at for you it's number 4, so you're off by 3. Jessica, for you it's number 5, so yeah, you're both off by 3 on that one. But understandable, you know. That's definitely for me one of the bigger hits of that year.
0 points.
This next song, it's unfortunately we just found out about the death of Jimmy Buffett. Like, we're recording this right after we found out about Jimmy Buffett, and the next song on the list is his biggest hit, Margaritaville, from 1977. And that song that song rested number 14 for the year-end chart. Mark, you put it at, actually, I think, did you both? No, you didn't. Mark, you put it at 8, and Jessica, you put it at 10. Wow, no, not so much love for Jimmy Buffett in the top 10. And of course, both are way off. It's number 3 on your list, Mark, so you're off by 5 there. And for Jessica, it's number 4, so you're off by 6. So that song did exceptionally better, I guess, than you expected, you know. But I wouldn't have guessed that either, again.
Is that finished number 12 for the year?
That was
14.
the number 14 song of the year.
Okay.
Still, I mean, yeah. Very good. Very good, Jimmy. So, yes, we miss you, Jimmy. I had a friend who was obsessed with him, and so I got to hear a lot of his music through her. Next up, we've got ABBA's Dancing Queen. That's a song I definitely would have picked as a number 1 contender, but it finished at number 12. And Mark, you put it at number 4. Jessica, you put it at number 1, and you're both off by 2. Mark, in your list, it would have been second place. And Jessica, it would have been third for yours. So we're still at no points for anything, right? Wow. It's a tough one today, huh? All right, let's keep going. So that covers the songs that you both chose. So that means you each have 4 songs that you chose independently of the other person. The first song on that list, actually, I'm going to do these 2 together because it kind of works out that way. So Mark, 2 of the songs you chose Kenny Rogers' Lucille, and you chose the Jacksons' Enjoy Yourself. Now, before we do that, I'm wondering if Enjoy Yourself is not the song that you think it is, because they have 2 songs, which Enjoy Yourself is prominent in the title, and the one I originally thought was the word where he says, tonight, gotta leave that 95 upon the shelf and just enjoy yourself. Is that the song you were thinking?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, because it's not that song.
Okay.
This is a different one. That was Michael Jackson's solo. But yeah, that's one of those confusing things where I realized that they have 2 songs that if you don't remember, it could be. But no, it was a different song, actually. But anyway, so you put Lucille at number 9, and you put Enjoy Yourself at number 10. They're actually switched, so you get a half a point for each of those. Okay, so we get some points now.
Hey.
Oh, point.
All right, so next is Fleetwood Mac's Dreams. Jessica, you picked that, and you put it at number 6. But unfortunately, it is at the bottom of your list because it finished 39 for the year. So no point for Fleetwood Mac. I forgot to mention, by the way, that Lucille was number 43 and Enjoy Yourself was number 40. All right, so next up we got the Commodores, Easy Like Sunday Morning. That song was number 33 for the year. Jessica, you put it at number 8, and you got that right. It would be number 8 according to the 10 songs you chose, so 1 full point for you. Back to Mark's list, I've got Leo Sayers' When I Need You. All right, that song finished at number 24. You put it at 6th place, and that is actually correct. So you get a full point as well. Nice. All right, next I've got Jessica chose Rita Coolidge, Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher. Anyway, so you put Rita Coolidge at number 4. It actually finished number 8th for the year. So on the list of 10 songs you chose, it comes in 2nd. So no points for Rita Coolidge. I know, 1 more position. All right.
Sorry, Rita Kool-Aid.
You still got 1 song each left. And let's see, Mark, you chose Barbra Streisand's Evergreen, the title of my book. No, it's called Evergreen, Love Theme from A Star Is Born. Shameless plugging. Let's see, that song finished at number 4 for the year. You put it at number 3, and it is actually at the top of your list.
Oh.
So no points. If you put, you were closer to the actual position there, so that's pretty cool. And finally, Jessica, you chose Thelma Houston's Don't Leave Me This Way, which you put at number 7. It is actually the highest song on your list, so it would be number 1. So you get no points for that, but it was actually number 7 for the end of the year. So you get 2 bonus points for getting the correct number. All right, very, very cool. On top of that, let's see. As far as picking top 10 songs, you both kind of blew it this time. Mark, you got 1. Jessica, you got 2 of them. So let's review your score. What we got here. So Mark, you got 1 point for a song in the correct position, 2 half points for off by 1 songs. You got 1 top 10 song for a total of 3 points. Jessica, you got 1 song in the correct position, 0 points. No points for like off by 1 songs. 2 top 10 songs and 2 bonus points for putting Thelma Houston at number 7. And so your score is 5. And as a result of all the songs that you didn't get, I got 3.5 points from you, Mark, and 4.5 from Jessica. So the score right now is Mark 3, Jessica 5, myself 8.
Whoa.
So you guys got to beat me.
I'm
Maybe in
not gonna win
round
this
2
game again.
So, all right. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to read the actual top 10 to you. So, all right. So the actual top 10 of 1977, according to Billboard, is as such. So now those of you who are watching can see the songs that we missed here. Number 10 was Mary McGregor's Torn Between Two Lovers. Remember that song?
Torn between two lovers.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
like a fool.
That's it. And yeah, I had forgotten or didn't know that song for a long time until I got older, to be honest with you.
I apparently have never known that song.
Number 9 is Alan O'Day's Undercover Angel, a song that I tortured my family with because I listened to so much. No, just stop.
Undercover Angel. No?
Nope, sorry, nope.
Okay.
All right,
sure?
number 8 is Rita Coolidge, Your Love Has Lifted Me Higher and Higher. Number 7 was Thelma Houston, Don't Leave Me This Way. Number 6 was Kenny Nolan's I Like Dreamin'. You remember that song?
No.
I like dreaming, because dreaming is... Well, you're going to learn about it later, trust me. Up next, number 5 is a song that, again, I'd never heard of, and even based on the charts, I don't understand, but the band is called Hot, and the song is called Angel in Your Arms. I didn't
Angel.
know... No, stop.
Angel
Stop it.
in your arms.
One more coffee for you. Yeah, no, I didn't know about this song for a very long time. Moving on, number 4 is Barbra Streisand's Evergreen, love theme from A Star Is Born, and the title of my book.
Evergreen, evergreen star, a star is born.
Nope. Number 3 is The Emotions, Best of My Love. Whoa, whoa, get the best. Or as I like to say, you ate the rest of my lunch. Number 2 was Andy Gibbs, I Just Want to Be Your Everything. And number 1 was Rod Stewart's Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be Alright. Okay, alright. No, and neither of you chose that song.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's been kind of a consistent thing, like the number 1 song is totally, like, nobody considers that that's the number 1 song at all. All right, now it is time for the second round, which is our multiple choice trivia round. In this round, we will each ask some questions. Jessica and I will each ask 3 questions. Each question is worth 1 point for the person who gets it right, and a half a point for the asker if anybody else gets it wrong. I said that weirdly, but you get the point. You may get half a point, but you get the point.
A question?
You can ask her me.
No.
I want to answer you a question.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I've got 3 questions. Jessica has 3 questions, and then Mark will ask a bonus question, which is worth 3 points for us, and a half a point for him if one of us gets it wrong. All right, I will go first. My first of 3 questions. We ready, folks? You got your answer cards there?
Yep.
All right, so...
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
All righty. Question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which star from the hit TV series Starsky and Hutch recorded a top 10 U.S. single called Don't Give Up on Us? Okay, the potential answers are A, Stephen Bishop, B, Paul Michael Glaser, C, Sean Cassidy, or D, David Soul. What is your answer? Mark says C. Jessica says C. No, I don't think Sean Cassidy was even on Starsky and Hutch.
You son of a bitch.
Well, I don't know.
You tricked us.
I don't know how well you know Starsky and Hutch, but
don't.
I knew
Apparently.
that the stars of Starsky and Hutch were Paul Michael Glaser and David Soul. The answer is D. David Soul. So
You tricked us.
that means I get half a point from each of you for 1 full point. All right, question number 2. Stevie Wonder reached the number 1 spot in the U.S. singles charts with Sir Duke. Which one of these jazz legends is not mentioned in the song's lyrics? Do you remember Sir Duke? Okay, so your choices are A, Glenn Miller, B, Count Basie, C, Ella Fitzgerald, or D, Benny Goodman. Your answers, please. Mark says C, Jessica says D. The correct answer is D, Benny Goodman. 1 point for Jess, and half a point for you. All right. On to question number 3. All right, this is one that I would have a hard time with because I barely remember this song. Okay, so which Southern fried rock band from South Carolina had a top 20 U.S. single in 1977 with its tune "Heard It in the Love Song"? Now, I do remember the song in general. It was like, "Heard it in the love song." Does that sound vaguely familiar? Heard it in the love song. Sorry. So your choices are A, the Marshall Tucker Band. Marshall Tucker Band. B, Lynyrd Skynyrd. C, the Allman Brothers Band. Or D, Atlanta Rhythm Section. Ready, folks?
Yeah.
Let's see your answers. Mark says A. Jessica says B. The answer is A, the Marshall Tucker Band.
Did you say the Marshall Tucker Band?
You know the Marshall Tucker Band. So 1 full point for Mark.
Finally.
And a half a point for me. And that concludes my portion of the trivia questions. And now we'll move on to Jessica.
All right, 1977. Space probes Voyager 1 and 2 were launched. The rings of Uranus were discovered.
I discovered those a long time ago.
I remember the first time I discovered mine. Science stuff.
And scientists first used bacteria and gene splicing to create insulin.
Oh, hey. Wow. That's pretty recent.
Yeah.
What did people do before insulin?
They died.
They died, yes. Oh, that's hard.
Well, maybe they had it some other way. I don't know. I didn't do a ton of research on that.
Yeah,
I just thought it was interesting.
We're not intelligent because about this.
All right, so my first question. This artist made their American television debut on Saturday Night Live as a last-minute replacement for the Sex Pistols, who were refused visas to enter America. This artist was banned after substituting the scheduled performance with a different song.
Oh,
man.
The
Okay.
possible answers are A, Elvis Costello, B, The Clash, C, Generation X, or D, Joy Division.
Okay, I think I actually know this one.
Cool.
The story sounds familiar.
All right. Well, what are your answers? Mark says B. Tim says A. The answer is A, Elvis Costello. He was supposed to play Less Than Zero, but instead performed Radio.
That's correct. Yes, I remember that.
Okay, cool.
All right, so that's 1 point for me and a half a point.
But he was on the show many years later.
I guess they let him come back. I don't remember seeing him again, but I read a list of people who were banned from the show, and I remember him being one of those people.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was on in the 90s.
Could be. I mean, I hope they did.
Maybe they lifted the ban.
Well, he was with the Attractions probably at the time, maybe, or they must have just renegotiated with him because I don't know.
All right. Well, sorry if that messed you up. I didn't,
Did miss me.
Well, I mean, no,
only go through
it's
too much
still
research
true.
when I do this.
No, it's
No,
still
but-
true. He
yeah.
was banned
Yeah.
for that specific reason. Yeah. So, all
But
right.
good on you for remembering that he was on the show at some point
Cool.
after,
I'm
and therefore
glad he
ruling
was.
him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so as I was saying, that's a point for me, and you get a half a point because Mark did not get a point. And now he's on to your next question.
Okay, my second question. This artist performed the first hit song to have an entirely synthesized backing track. Was it A, Meatloaf, B, Pink Floyd, C, Michael Jackson, or D, Donna Summer?
Okay. All right. Not sure.
Okay, what are your answers? Mark says B, Tim says C, the answer is D.
It was Donna Summer. I thought it was too
Donna
early
Summer.
for her. Because
Yep.
that made logical sense, but I'm thinking, I don't know if
Do
she
you want
was
to
out.
know what the song was?
What was it?
I Feel Love.
Ah, yes.
So I've got a little blurb here that gives you more info on this, which I thought was interesting. There's a lot more info, but I Feel Love was recorded on a 16-track tape recorder with various parts played on a Moog sequencer. As the Moog went out of tune quickly, it had to be recorded in bursts of 20 or 30 seconds before being retuned.
Oh, wow.
As the Moog could not create a satisfactory kick drum sound, the kick was played on a drum kit by session drummer Keith Forsey. Aside from the vocals, the kick drum is the only element of the song not
That's
played by a
nuts.
machine.
Wow, that's cool. That's pretty
So
cool.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so anyway, because we both got it wrong, you get a full point for that.
Cool. And I kind of thought it was obvious, like Donna Summer just seemed
Right.
like the odd one out, and I couldn't really find any others that would be more similar.
Right, and based on just her music in general, that made perfect sense to me, but I'm like, no, it's too early for Donna Summer. So, okay, I was wrong.
But that song
and
came
I
out
just
that year.
can't live without you.
All right.
Alrighty, go ahead.
My third question. Saturday Night Fever appears in movie theaters in 1977, igniting a new popularity for disco music and pushing it to the forefront of American pop culture, with the soundtrack to the film by this band, who had composed most of the tracks.
Okay.
Figure this would be easy, but your options are A, Chic, B, Bee Gees, C, Earth, Wind & Fire, or D, Rhythm Heritage. What y'all's answers. Both said B. That is correct.
Yes.
The Bee Gees.
All right, so that's a point for both me and Mark.
I was going to say Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson doesn't get any points. All right, so as it stands, before we get to your question, Mark, here's where you are. Mark, you're at 5. Jessica, you are at 7.5, and I am at 12. So,
Oh, man.
Yeah, I hope you stump me with this question, man, or you might not get me. So, do it. Do your bonus question. Do it. Do it, and nobody gets hurt.
Okay. I'm changing the mechanics of this question up. This is going to be a say your guess out loud.
Oh,
Kind of like a Jeopardy question. Where you'd write it in.
do I have to say it in the form of a question?
Sure.
So it's like
Sure.
regular trivia, just we have to come up with an answer.
Yeah, you just gotta come up
All
with an
right.
answer. All right. So it was September 8th of this year, 1977, when the now very famous name of this brand, one of these iconic as seen on TV brands, was first used. A brand that's still very popular today and very famous for gardening object.
Oh my God. A brand that's famous for gardening objects.
And, well, a particular type of gardening object.
Is it John Deere tractors?
That's
My answer. Yeah.
Is that kind of the line of questioning? Like,
So this is a famous as seen on TV brand,
Yeah.
okay.
right? So this is
Brand.
going to be something you would find in every popular chain retail store still today.
Okay.
It's not a store name. It's a brand.
It's a brand.
Okay.
And it's a product. It's a very famous product.
Okay, that's why I was like, wait, that's a brand, not a product. So you're looking for the actual product.
Name of the
not
brand.
the brand.
the brand.
Okay.
Or the product. Okay. Further clue. The name of it's the brand and product name are one and the same.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think you're gonna win this one, Mark.
There's many variations of the product, but it's always this. Trying to give you more
No, it's fine.
structure just now.
I can't think of anything else. Gardening.
Garden, growing, it grows.
Lawn doctor? No, that's
Oh,
green thumb.
I haven't. All right, I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm just saying it. Miracle Grow.
Close. You're very close. Much
Okay.
closer. Final guess, Tim.
I mean, I already gave enough answers, and apparently none of them are right. So I should have stuck with my first one. That'd be fair.
Chia pet.
Oh my God! I didn't think about that kind of gardening. Jeez.
I thought I just didn't. Like, I thought it was more like a useful thing, not a decorative thing or an actual plant. So
So
But,
when
yeah,
I mean,
I-
it's technically gardening.
I'd hoped
you know?
that I was trying to hope that the clue that as seen on TV, because that was the
yeah,
Yeah.
Would have
that didn't
been-
really help me though.
okay, yeah, all right. So
I mean, it makes sense. Like, it should have helped me, and I'm sure our
Yeah.
watchers are like, "Oh my God, how could you not know that?"
Yeah,
But,
that makes total sense.
maybe
now.
not.
okay.
Well, I mean, it's
3
interesting slant
point and a
though, calling it gardening.
Or 3 points for you then.
Yeah, 3
Yeah.
points for you.
Sorry,
so,
sure that wasn't better formed. Try something a little different.
all right. So as it stands, based on Mark, and his wonderful question, you have gained 3 points. So Mark, you are now at 8 points.
Okay.
Jessica, you are at 7.5, and I'm at 12. So it's really not, it's a matter of trying to beat me in this last round here. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Are we ready for the nostalgia round? Round 3 is, we call it the nostalgia round because it involves us telling stories about a song that we chose from 1977 that influenced us in some personal way. We're going to share our stories, and then we're going to give each other points based on who told the best story. And once we do that, we'll tally up the total points and see who the winner is, and the winner will choose from the Giada prizes. All right. Do you have your nostalgia songs ready?
I do.
Yes.
All right. I want to go first on this one because this is kind of silly, but I want to get it out of the way. The song I chose is one that a lot of people don't remember. I mentioned it earlier, and I think that neither of you really knew what it was, and that was Kenny Nolan's I Like Dreamin'. So it was a sappy ballad that came out. It was a big hit. I don't remember the lyrics, but the point of the song was it was the first time that I started making parodies. Like I imagined a parodized version of the song with my lyrics. And as a kid, the funny thing about that was calling it "I Like Screaming," which you can imagine my parents both laughed at and were annoyed by when I sang this song. Because basically went like this: I like screaming, because screaming is really loud. I like screaming, it makes me stand out in a crowd. And when the lights go down, I scream out in the night. It makes my neighbors mad, and then we get into a fight. Oh, scream with me, baby, let's scream the night away. And that's really all I got. But I don't know, does that song even sound familiar to you?
No.
Okay, if you heard the song, you totally get it. You're like, holy shit, that's ridiculous. But as a kid, the idea of like, just having a song that made screaming fun was hilarious to me. And that was really the first time where I considered like making my own goofy versions of songs. So it's nostalgic in that sense. Like in the years later, I picked other songs and I had other silly versions that maybe we'll get to in the future. But yeah, so I chose that song because it was the earliest memory I have of parodizing anything. And I still think it's kind of funny to this day, you know. So, and there we go. Sorry for screaming in your ears.
No, that I really appreciate it.
Okay, you appreciate me screaming. Thank you for screaming in my ears. All right, who wants to go next?
I can go.
All right.
So my nostalgia pick is Hotel California.
Okay.
Not a lot of, just like the last one, not a lot of specific things because it kind of had a different role in different parts of my life.
Okay.
But the thing that its message, and I guess that just comes from me like always trying to learn from things, everything can be a teacher if you look at it a certain way. But so the main thing that song represents to me is the excitement around that journey from innocence to experience.
Okay.
And I know that this is one of those things that you can look at lots of different ways, but just me as a person, I tend to be on the positive side. So for me, it represents that time in your life when you're growing up and you're becoming your own person, and how exciting that is to like learn about the world and gain new experiences and have mysteries solved, because when you're growing up, there's certain things out there in the world that you don't understand, things that
those light bulb moments, epiphanies.
Or even things like, when I was a kid, I thought it was fun to, it looked like it'd be fun to drive a car, and then it's like when I had to do that in my commute, I'm like, oh, I can't remember. It's like I remember when I was a kid, I thought this would be fun, and here I'm doing it, and it's like, well, it is what it is. But it's that kind of, when you're a kid, though, you're excited about learning how to drive someday and being able to do that.
Better,
so that's kind of what Hotel California represents to me.
Okay.
And that's why I picked it.
Okay.
Wow. Because that song, to me, it's spooky.
Yes.
Because
that's the version
it's an
learned.
occult song. It's
Well, there are different
opinions
about what the song is
Charles
actually about.
Manson, a little bit, right? I mean, the whole lyric, they stab them with their steely knives, but they cannot kill the beast. That's.
Yeah, for me, it was interpreted as some kind of satanic cult. The beast is Satan and all that stuff. So after I heard that, the song, it creeped the out of me. Sorry, it creeped the beep out of me. That's interesting.
And I see that too, and that's why I started out saying there's lots of different ways to look at it. But I can, that perspective I definitely can relate to, and I have had that. Just, how can you listen to the song and not? But to me, that represents the unknown part of it. When you're on the outside, stuff's going on, and we're not in Hotel California.
Right.
And all we have to go on is the song, and it sounds weird and spooky, but there's still probably a curiosity, right?
Yeah.
and that's kind of the tension there, is that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it sounds awful and demonic, but I want to know more.
And that's, it's funny because it's a great example of that, because we haven't done our level of paranormal investigators too, and there was that point where, because you cross over, for me it started like, it was a fearsome but fun thing. I wanted to know more. I want to creep myself out. But then it became knowledge, and now we're on the other side of that. It's not fearsome anymore, so we know. But yeah, this is basically your personal perspective of the song and how it affected you personally, not the spooky part of it necessarily. So that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's a song of mystery, right? Yeah, to Jessica's point, you want to know more about what's going on, what's the real story. So I'm going to take a sidebar. Somewhere we'll have a link. If you want to hear us talk, like a side conversation around this song, and Tim mentioned it about us being paranormal investigators, there'll be a link for a quick side extra content. Check it out. And
we got more stories there.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you do too.
Yep. All right. So Mark, it is your turn to tell us your story. All right. So I want to preface this with we picked these songs probably almost 2 months ago, right? Because we've been
sounds about right.
Been pre-production for this show for a while and working on it, and so I think it's just by coincidence with recent events that this is the song I picked, and we're filming it this weekend. But the reason why I picked the song, because it conjures again a very specific time in my life, a period of time with a very specific group of friends, and one friend at the center of this group, because he literally is the oldest friend I have. He's somebody I've been friends with since I was 6 years old, so I've known him 43 years. We grew up 2 doors down from each other, and we're still friends today. And I've had a lot of first-time experiences around him, and he's a couple years older than I am. So when I was in high school, he was already in college and living in the house with a bunch of college guys, and so this is, at a lot of their parties they would have, is where I would hear, some new music for the first time, new artists. And so, the song, and this is for him, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Because this is, at these parties is where I would, where I heard Jimmy Buffett for the first time, but also heard more than just, Margaritaville. Like, I actually heard, albums worth of his songs. And usually at the parties, the time of the night that Jimmy Buffett would come out, it was always more towards the end of the night, when people they've drank too much and they're trying to mellow out and they're getting nostalgic or reminiscent, and I love you, man. We're listening to Son of a Sailor, which I think is one of
Son of a Sailor.
That's it. Yeah, thank you. Which was that when that song came on, everyone's like,
oh man.
So Margaritaville seemed to be because that was of course when that song came on, everyone was singing at the top of the lungs.
Yeah, it was the most recognizable song. But I mean, geez, he had Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yep.
Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, Volcano. I mean, gee, not to interrupt you, but yeah, I had a friend who was obsessed with Jimmy Buffett. She had his box set, and so I got to listen to a lot of Jimmy I hadn't heard when I lived with her. Go ahead.
Yeah, the old parrot heads.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, they're parrot heads. Yeah. So that's where I, got the first year Jimmy Buffett, and it just strikes those memories, and thinking of my friend and the circle of friends. Because beyond my initial friend, there's only one other person from that circle I'm still friends with today. So it's just, it was a special time.
Are you still friends with that one guy though, the older guy?
Yeah.
He's still around? Okay,
yep.
Very cool.
Yep. So,
did you connect over the death of Jimmy Buffett, or?
No, we haven't talked in a while.
Okay.
But he's one of those friends that we don't miss a beat.
I gotcha. Yeah.
It's just.
I know what you mean.
So anyway.
All right.
That's my story.
So that's our story. So we've got. So you got Margaritaville. What was your song? Hotel California. Correct. I hear meowing. Is that behind the door?
It's Katara.
Okay. And my song was I Like Screaming. So now it's time. She likes screaming too, I guess. Now we choose our points. So, Mark, why don't you dole out the first points?
Well, really, Tim, it's going to be another sweeper. No offense. Hotel California is an awesome song, and I actually know that song, and I've never heard the song he's talking about.
Okay, fair enough.
Still, you had a whole presentation and song and everything for it, and
wasn't good enough, damn it.
Tugging at my heartstrings. So all 5 points go to you again.
I thought it sounded like you were about to give a bunch of points to Jessica.
No, they're all yours.
Wow. Okay.
So,
thank you.
That was a slam dunker.
All right.
But again, I've got. But I do have, obviously memories around Hotel California, like we talked about. And again, we're going to talk about that stuff more. Side link somewhere.
All right.
So 5 to you.
All right, Jessica, why don't you go next? And give me all 5 of your points.
Well, not like it's gonna matter. I mean, even if I gave him all my points, he would still win. So
anticlimactic, I know.
Let's see. I'll give Tim you 3 points. Mark gets 2 points.
Oh.
Yep, love the performance. Appreciate that. That's what you get the extra from. Mark, I just wanted to make sure you got some points, just because.
A participation trophy for you.
No, I mean it's a great story, and it's one of those, it was influential. So
yeah,
it's made you part of who you are, and I like that. So.
A lot of your stories are kind of along the same vein of good times you were having with people you knew back when you were playing music. It's like you've got lots of fuel to bring nostalgia back for that.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, because I got a new perspective now on Hotel California, aside from the creepy part of it, as you were saying, the discovery of things. And, it doesn't affect me as personally, but I like the sentiment of that. So I gave Mark 3 points, and Jessica, I gave you 2 points. So that means 0.5. So Mark, you got 13 points. Jessica, you got 9.5, and I got 20 points from you. Thank you so very much.
Right.
So that means I get to pick from the jar prizes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so very much. And because we haven't decided beforehand, we don't know what it's going to be this time. We've still got some left in here. We'll shake it up a little bit. Come on, jar prizes. Give me something good. Okay, here we go. I'm a little scared though, because you got some, especially after that guy that came to your house and. Seriously?
What? I don't want to know.
Oh, man. All right. Let me just read this again because I want to get it. All right. So basically, I get to choose any two of us, including myself, to go to a club dressed as any 2 Star Wars characters.
What?
Yeah.
Who put that in there?
I don't know. So,
So that means you get to choose.
So I get to choose. It could be me and one of you, or the 2 of you. But I think it would be fun, and something that we had talked about before. I think it would be fun if Mark, if you and I dressed up as Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Okay.
Okay. But do I get to have a variation on that? I wonder. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got some ideas. Okay, so I think you should play Chewbacca in the gimp suit.
No.
Yes, the gimp suit that Klaus wears in his Pac-Man video.
Okay.
I think you should. That's what I want to see.
All right. Fine.
I might have some other ideas to add to that, but I think that'd be fun. All right. So.
Okay. Great.
Woo! Good show. Good show. Can't wait to see how that turns out. So, anyway, that is the game for this episode. And before we go, Mark, you want to talk to us about Spotify and Apple Music?
So, like every episode of the show, if you haven't watched them before now, we curate a playlist based off of our favorite songs from the year the episode is on. So, we all chose songs from 1977, and I built a playlist that there's a link in the description of this video for either Spotify or Apple Music, so you can go and maybe go revisit some old classics or find some new favorites. Like we have so many times in preparing for the show and just music in general. So yeah, check it out.
All right, very cool. Aside from that, once again, I just want to mention I have a book out there on Amazon Kindle called Evergreen. Choose Happiness. It is quoted to be a sci-fi coming-of-age story with a touch of cosmic horror, which, again, my favorite quote about the book. If you think you're into that, please check it out. It's only $5. Thank you so much. If you enjoy the show, please hit like, please subscribe, tell your friends, share, and I think that's all we got for now. So on behalf of Trimungus, would you like to say something? Or? No? Okay. On behalf of Trimungus, Mark, and Jessica, I'm Tim. Thank you for joining us. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
We're out. And pointing over here and pointing over there, pointing over there, and we're pointing everywhere.